Good morning, everybody. It's Graham once again from Unearthed, and today something a little bit different. As you can see in front of me is a search coil. Now, it's been a long time since I tested a T2 search coil of this nature, many years ago actually. This is the 15-inch DD search coil for the Teknetics T2. Now, I used to use this particular coil on my T2 going back 9-10 years ago now, and I quite enjoyed the experience with it. I found plenty of deep objects, artifacts and coins. I always remember actually finding a cut half with it, which is testament to the sensitivity of the coil and the detector, I guess. And it was quite a deep one as well. So the coil performance wise was great. Fantastic, as you can see, for ground coverage. It's a 15-inch monster. So the ground coverage of this with this coil is immense. But not only that, it's its depth capabilities as well. It's really deep seeking for, I guess, pasture work, which I pretty much used it on most of the time. However, I did use it on clean plough, arable land where it's nice and clean. And yeah, I had quite a lot of success with this coil early doors. However, there was an air of criticism, especially from myself and others, that the coil was just a little bit too heavy. Some of you guys that have used the 15-inch coil will agree that although it was a fantastic animal, or the beast as we used to call it, the weight of it was pretty much too much of the search coil on the end of a fairly light machine. It felt unbalanced, it was too heavy to swing. And you've got to remember, it was around about 2 pounds in weight. Now then, here's the thing. This is a new version. We're fast forwarded in time, 2020. Teknetics have made a new, lighter weight version of this particular search coil. So, I'm going to try it on the T2 on the test bed now. I'm going to bolt it on for the first time and give it a go. This is the first one in the UK we've ever seen anyway, and we're going to be pretty much chuffed to bits to be the first people to use it and test. So I'm going to give it a go, see how it performs, see what the difference is weight wise, because I can pretty much remember how heavy that was, that last one. And we'll give it a go and see what it's like on the targets. Okay, keep watching, folks. Right, everybody, we're back. We are back with the coil bolted onto the machine. Look at the size of that monster. 15-inch DD coil for the T2. Now, I've just given it a quick swing over just before I started filming it. Ground balanced absolutely impeccably, 55. Not a problem, ground balanced straight away. Unlike some of the aftermarket coils on the T2, no names mentioned for obvious reasons, but we can have a lot of problems with some of the big aftermarket coils that are made by other companies for the T2. Some don't ground balance, some come up 90 each time, some have got to manually ground balance. Sometimes, and I'm a great lover of aftermarket coils, remember, sometimes it's good that the manufacturers are making coils in competition with the aftermarket stuff. I've always been a great believer of coils made by the manufacturer, if they are the right size and the size that people want, are always better on the machine. Because it's made by the guys that make the machine, so they know what they're doing. So there you go. As you can see, the 15-inch monster, the new improved one. Let's give it a go. Now, first impressions when I give it a quick swing for 5 minutes earlier, it is heavy. It's a heavier coil than the standard. You couldn't expect that because of the size, but it is lighter than the old 15-inch monster, the animal as we used to call it. So it isn't the lightest of coils. Not many of these 15-inch coils are light, but it's the size of them you've got to take into account. So let's just talk about what people would use this for before we give it a go on the test bed. And of course, we'll have a wander up by the hoard as well. Why not? It's got to be worth a look. If I was working on clean pasture where I thought there was going to be coins and artifacts deep, then with the T2 I would pretty much stick that on, because the ground coverage is absolutely immense but the depth is incredible as well. So you're probably gaining 4 or 5 inches at least over the standard 11-inch DD coil by sticking this on. It's that deep. But of course, just remember, please remember, it is a heavier coil. Teknetics have done the right thing by shaving off a few ounces in weight, and of course you've got the coil cover bolted onto the end of this as well. So working on clean pasture like this, if I can just show you, working on clean pasture here, coil cover can come off because you're not going to, there's nothing on here to do any damage. I would only put the coil cover on if I was working on flint, you know, stony ground, that sort of thing. If you're working on clean pasture where the grass is nice and lush, take the coil cover off. You're not going to do any harm, and you're saving, again, you're saving on weight. So let's give it a go. Settings wise, yeah, we'll keep it on 75, just taking the edge off the iron, I guess, with the disc rim. We'll go on 2+ because it's pretty much straightforward. I don't use it on 2+ normally, remember I'm a 1+ guy, but for this particular video we'll have it on 2+, so you can hear the iron, low grunts for iron, high tones for anything else. Let's give it a go. First impressions are pretty damn good. Now this is a Victorian silver sixpence, folks. Pretty stable on the ID. Get my wet feet out the way. Yeah, having that all day long. Let's just get this gimbal set up properly. Not a problem for that. Well, this thing isn't going to miss anything on this test bed. Grunts for iron, and of course the T2 registers the iron as low numbers. As you can see, I dig everything over 40 on the T2. Pretty much find anything under that's going to be coke, hot rocks, iron fragments, that sort of thing. Of course it's registering the iron again. The ground coverage is absolutely immense. Honestly, it's incredible. What a bloody coil this is. Doesn't feel that bad. It feels quite well balanced on the machine. It's no fatigue levels going to kick in, I don't think, with this thing. Roman coin, bronze, hanging it out all day long. Not a problem. Not a problem. George and Penny. Again, these are down, you know, 7-8 inches, just banging it out. So if you're coin shooting on deep pasture, where you thought there was a little bit of Victorian gear, maybe a bit of Georgian gear, and the odd chance of a deep hammered, this thing would be pretty much the coil to go to. Not too much iron knocking around. Like I said, I had a cut half on some arable land once with this coil, and it just goes to show the sensitivity levels of it, picking up the old cut halves. I found a lot of cut halves with the T2, to be fair. Dealing with the iron, not a problem. Get rid of this bloody grass. Get the sheep on here, I think, and give it a chew down. Right, so we know this coil, registering the iron, as you can see. Not a problem, 20 on the scale. Let's have a go on the horde. Hey, why not? Why not? Now we've got to remember, before we reach the horde site, which is only a couple of, what, 10 yards up. There's only two machines that actually hit the horde up to now that we've tried. We've tried 2 Garretts, they didn't hit it, but we didn't expect them to. A Vanquish multi-frequency 340 hit it. The little 340 hit the horde, as you can see on the video. It was a decent, well, 50, you'd dig it, put it that way. You'd dig it. Wasn't screaming at us, but you wouldn't expect a horde of 22-inch down with iron around it would scream out anyway. But the other machine, which is interesting, is a T2 Plus. Now that has the boost mode on it. We stuck it on boost mode with the 11-inch DD coil on it, and that registered the horde. That was the first machine to register it. We've still got to try a number of machines on the horde. So here's our chance now with the classic green with a 15-inch DD search coil on. But just before we go to that, this is an artifact buried. Absolutely hammering it. It's a medieval buckle, late medieval buckle, down about 7 or 8 inches, maybe a little bit more. 70 on the scale. Not a problem. there you go. I wouldn't expect this thing to miss much on this test bed, to be fair. But will it register the hard? That is the question, folks. And we are not far off. Registering the iron, natural iron that's buried in here. We haven't put that in, it's already natural. We've put bits in, but not up here. Get this gimbal sorted out properly. That's it. Right, we're on. Now it is around here, so things may go a bit quiet with me until we hit it. And might not hit it. Right, what I'm going to do is let's put the sensitivity up. I'll put it up 85, 90. Just got to be careful because the junction box is here, look, electric box. So we may pick up a bit of EMI. Well, let's give it a go. It's registering. Now then, what's interesting there is, you've seen that on the film live, I was on 75 sensitivity and it didn't pick it up. So I've put it up to 90. So from 75 up to 90, and we've actually registered the hard. Here we go. Now the numbers are jumping around all over from, well, you can see, I'm going to show you. From 85, 71, 54, the numbers are pretty much erratic. But it's actually registering right on top of the hard. You've got to remember there's iron buried down here, so it's not an easy thing. Like I said, 2 of the Garrett machines didn't touch it. It's coming in a bit iron there, but there's a sweet tone buried in amongst it. Now then, that's better. Yeah, the numbers are still jumping around 66, 46, 75. Right on it. Maximum. Depth target maximum. So, impressive. This is the best angle I've found. And this is with the classic green T2, remember, this hasn't got the boost process on. So can you imagine sticking that 15-inch DD coil on with the classic, sorry, the 15-inch DD coil on with the T2 Plus with the boost mode? That would bang that hard out, because we already hit it with the boost mode with the 11-inch DD. So there you go. Would you dig it? You would. Goes a bit scratchy there. Coming round again, working the signal. Working the signal. You know, don't go by the VDI numbers, go by the tone. And remember, we're relying on the detector speaker to hear that tone. So, if you had a pair of headphones on, that would come up much clearer through the headphones. It's registering the iron there. Well, oh no, maybe not. Look at that. I dig that. If we went a bit further, pretty much. This is maximum sensitivity, 99 now. And I'm actually quite impressed with it not giving off any electromagnetic interference from the power lines above. There you are. Better again. Maxed out. And the numbers, look at the numbers. Stabilising. Still jumping around a bit. Right. Swinging it actually as much as I was swinging it then over that odd, does ache your arm, remember, because I've got this big coil on. So, but yes, I like it. It's a lot better than the earlier one. Much better. It's lighter and it's still as responsive. Overload, interesting. High number 91. So yes, first impressions of this new improved search coil from Teknetics is thumbs up from me. Not a problem there. Now this is interesting here. Gold ring. Remember the gold ring from last week we tried on the Time Ranger? Well, this is a gold ring, split gold ring. Low numbers. Again, look. Brilliant audio. Fantastic audio, but low numbers. So remember, just use the numbers as a bit of a backup. Go by audio. 50, 49, 50. Right, hit that. Perfect. It's a gold ring, no problem. Right, so let's see what we're going to do. We're going to knock this off. Right, thank you T2, you did your job. Lay that down. We'll have a proper look at this coil before we disappear. So it's got the coil cover fitted, as you can see. You could shave a bit more weight off that if you clip that off. Probably a couple more ounces maybe. I like it. I would use it. It's a specialised coil. It's not designed to work on all sites, but it's a coil that you would have in your armoury. So if you're hunting hordes or you're hunting coins and artifacts on deep pasture with your T2, this is absolutely perfect. It gives a huge boost in depth over the standard 11, but imagine marrying it up with the Teknetics T2 Plus with the boost mode. Dear God, the depth would be pretty good. So yeah, big thumbs up Teknetics, well done guys for making a improved version of the 15-inch coil. What more can I say? It's the first time out of the box. Got it out of the box this morning, used it this morning, and here's the film to show it. So please leave your comments if you will, if you're interested in any more these type videos. Keep watching because we have got many more coming this year and into next. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend everybody. Bye for now.